associate. This is Jack Cooper, and this is Officer Porter from the police station. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. So, what's your favorite part about being a police officer?
I think my favorite part about being a police officer is all the people that I get to work with and help every day.
What's the hardest part about being a police officer?
Well, right now, I get to work during the day, so my life's pretty good right now. I have it pretty easy. But I think the hardest part was when I used to work overnights, because then you didn't sleep good and you were away from your family a lot.
So, would you work in the day and the night?
I used to do a lot of
Wow,
that,
that's
yeah.
a lot of working. My mom was a surgeon, and she would do that. And, a lot of times she would come home so tired.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, do you think there's, one sort of thing that happens, at least every month?
Well, we get a lot of, one sort of thing that we respond to. Is that what you mean? Probably what I see the most of is car accidents. We get a lot of car accidents in Falmouth.
Do you think it's more of, texting and driving, or, a person just, not paying attention?
I think it's a lot of things. I think part of it is texting and driving. I think some of it is we have a lot of people that come down here because our beaches are so beautiful, so we have a lot of people in town. And then I think sometimes people aren't paying attention, and sometimes it's just an accident. Sometimes people just make mistakes.
Mm-hmm. So when did you become a police officer?
When or why?
When?
When? 2006, August of 2006.
So think about a year. Do you spend more time at the police station, with all the police, or more time with your family?
Probably more time with my family.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any kids?
I do. I have 2.
That's nice. Do you enjoy doing the High Five Fridays here in Falmouth?
I do. Now that I'm on day shift, I've gotten to do a couple of them. And
What schools have you got to?
I've gone to East Falmouth and then Mullen Hall. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, is this your first time being on TV?
It is not. I've actually been on a couple times because I'm part of the Traffic Advisory Committee. So I've been here for an interview for that, and I've been on once with the chief, and I've been to a couple other meetings that were on TV.
So, what do you think is a really important law that everybody should follow, every day, all the time?
Honestly, one of the most important ones that I see a lot on day shift is to prevent car accidents. The texting and driving, paying attention when you're driving, making sure that you stop at stop signs. May not be the most important law, but I think that it's one that affects Falmouth residents a lot because we do have an awful lot of crashes in our town.
So, say 20 years in the future, if cars are autopilot, have an autopilot mode, and they're on all the time, how on a percentage, how much easier do you think your job would be?
Well, if we didn't have to worry about car accidents on day shift, our job would be a lot easier. I can tell you that much.
So, do you have any people that have been in car accidents more than once?
Sometimes we do deal with some bad drivers. Yep. Sometimes there's people that don't drive well for a long period of time, and then sometimes the registry might take their license away if they're a really bad driver.
Do some people get has there ever been a case where there's been 2 car crashes by the same person in one day?
I'm sure there has been. I don't know that I've been to one, but I'm sure there has.
I've been to a car accident one time.
Yeah.
Me and my family were coming home from mini golf, and we saw this huge car accident right in front of us.
No way.
There was 3 cars in front of us, all crashed.
Oh, really? But not you guys. So you were
Not
good?
us. Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Did you hear about when school was still around the end of June when the car flipped over to your belly bead?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw that on my bus when I was coming home from school.
Yeah. A lot of times people drive way too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah. So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
In my neighborhood, I live in Ballymead.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes at night there's
Mm-hmm.
we think it's fireworks, but we don't see anything in the sky. Do you know what that might be?
A lot of times it's fireworks, and then sometimes, depending on, because you guys are over near the woods and Crane wildlife. So depending on certain times of year, people are allowed to hunt out in Crane wildlife. So it could be some type of night hunting, but
Thank you.
That's
I will
probably all
tell
it is.
my family about that. Because me and my sister hear it, and then my family is like, "You're crazy. We don't hear anything."
Wait.
Any other questions?
Do you have any questions, Jack?
you got one, Jack. I can see you thinking.
Hang on.
Thank you for putting your fight.
How about the school one? Do you come into the schools?
Like, how often do you come into schools and stuff?
Usually we try to make it into the school every day. So we stop by all the schools, and depending on what area of town we work in, we'll stop by the school that's in our town. In our area. It kind of also depends on how busy it is. So we try to do it every day, but some days we're just too busy with dealing with other issues in town that we can't make it there. But usually I'm probably there most of my days. 3/4 of my days I usually stop in the school.
Yeah, I always remember at North Falmouth that a lot of police officers would come near Halloween.
Oh yeah.
So like for like all the things like wear glow in the dark or something glow in the dark or like
Yeah.
have those like glow sticks.
Oh yeah. Cool.
And like to always be safe when you need your parents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the bags come in handy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes, like, around Halloween, like on Halloween, like at night, do you guys like drive down neighborhoods?
We do. That's what we do every night, even not on Halloween. Yep. If we're not busy with a call or something, we drive around our areas and check on neighborhoods and make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to do.
So have you been in any of the our famous parades in Falmouth?
I have. I've worked them, like done traffic for them. I haven't been in walked in the parade now. Nope. We have an honor guard. The honor guard is the ones that usually walk in the Falmouth parade.
So like is the traffic crazy?
Oh yeah. Yep. Road race, 4th of July, the parades, the Christmas parade. Yeah, traffic
Especially
gets
the
pretty
Christmas
nuts.
parade.
Especially the Christmas parade.
That's like crazy. No parking anywhere.
Nope.
When I went to the Christmas parade, like near Christmas, we had to park at Bank of America, and even that was crowded.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Jack, you have any more questions?
Like, would you go on like a long trip, like, for if there's like a really big emergency and like other people need like several hundreds of thousands
Like in
of like.
Buzzards Bay or something?
Usually not, but sometimes we do get called to help out in the towns that are near us. So like Bourne or Mashpee. Occasionally we will. Just yesterday I was helping with a car accident right over the line in Bourne on the highway. So we will go and help out there, but I don't think we've ever been called someplace far away, further than Bourne or Mashpee really.
So, like, what's the like biggest thing that's happened? Like the biggest car crash or biggest crime?
That's kind of hard to say because we have a lot of car accidents all the time. I mean, there's
Like, has there been like one with more than 10 people or something?
I don't know if there's been one with more than 10 people, but there was a car accident the other day that had probably, I think it was 3 or 4 cars involved. So sometimes they can get big.
Oh, I understand. And I was like,
You
fine.
want to ask about safety questions?
Oh yeah. So, what do you recommend about some safety stuff?
Safety stuff. Like for kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like around summer because of all the traffic and crazy tourists.
Well, I think that there's a couple of good things. The first one is all kids should know your address, and you should know your mom and dad's phone number. And I think that if you don't have a house phone, because a lot of people don't have house phones now that everyone has cell phones, that the kids know how to call 911 from the parent's cell phone. Because sometimes, you know how you have to unlock cell phones? So you need to make sure that they're able to do that so that they can get to the emergency call.
Yeah, like
If-
sometimes
How do you do that?
Sometimes, like if you if you don't know the password and you try it long enough, it'll disable it, and you can only make emergency calls.
Yeah, and a lot of times it depends on the phone, but usually you can swipe a certain direction on the screen from that lock screen, and it'll bring you to an emergency call only. But that's something that the parents should show their kids with their individual phones because it's different. Other things is you should make sure that you don't take off without your parents, because we have a lot of lost kids too. We always get them home, but we have a lot of lost kids around the bike path and stuff because their parents look away for a minute, or they might have more than one child that they're trying to pay attention to, and one wanders off someplace. So it's always to stay with your parents. I think those are all really important safety tips.
Like, I know you deal with, like, accidents happening with phones and stuff. Like, some people, like, not paying attention, just playing on their phone, like, walking into open traffic or something. So what age do you recommend is, like, a good age for, like, to get a phone or something?
Oh, I think that's up to the parents to decide when they think their kids are ready to get a cell phone. Different parents have different views on those sort of things. I just think that it's important that your kids know how to work one, so that if there's an emergency, that they know how to get help.
Got it. Trying to persuade my mom into getting an iPod.
I thought that might have been what you were doing, and I wasn't gonna give you the police department seal of approval.
What about you, Jack?
I'm like, is there like a certain phone, like if there was an emergency and like you didn't know where like a phone is or anything, like is there like this, like a thing where like you just hit something and it calls the police?
Not that I know of, but I mean, so many people have cell phones now that if there's an emergency and you don't have a phone near you, you can probably stop just about anybody and ask them and tell them you need help and that you need them to call 911. Or if you're at home and something happens to your mom or dad and you can't get a hold of a phone, you could always knock on a neighbor's door.
One time when I was really little, my nanny said she would just be going outside for a minute, and she let me inside the house. I wasn't like that little. I was like 5-ish, and she went under the decks, and I couldn't really see her that well. So I was like, where'd she go? And I looked under the deck, I swear, but she wasn't there. And then I kept looking and looking, and then I used our house phone to call 911, and then she came out, and the police were like, what?
Oh yeah, but did they come?
Yeah, they came.
Because we always go with someone, even if
They
you say, "Oh
came.
no, it's okay," we still show up.
They came. I think it was one police officer. Oh, what kind of tools do you use like every day?
As far as what's on our belt, or as
yeah,
far
like
as
what's
like
on your suit, because it looks like there's a lot.
well, the
of
one I
stuff.
probably use the most is my pen, because we do a lot of writing. They don't tell you how much writing and typing is involved in being a
Paperwork.
police officer. Yeah, but then we have our handcuffs for if we need to handcuff somebody. We carry pepper spray. We carry a taser. We carry our a baton.
A
and
baton.
like a
For a
collapsible
second,
baton.
I thought you were I immediately thought of the circus.
Oh no, not one of those. And then our firearm, and that's about it. And our
we see-
radio, of course. The radio's
Can
really
we see
important.
your handcuffs?
I can show you my handcuffs, sure. All right. Don't handcuff yourself though. When I was your age, my mom was friends with a police officer, and he came over to the house and I asked to play with his handcuffs, and he didn't have a handcuff key, so he said, "Don't handcuff them to yourself, but you can see them." And what did I do? I handcuffed myself to a tree. So he had to call somebody from the station to come bring a handcuff key, and that is a true story.
My brother has fake handcuffs, and they look exactly like that, except they have this lever that you can pull to get it out. So like I'm like, I can break out of these real handcuffs.
Yeah.
And they're like, pew, magic.
Nice.
So one time, I know a police officer, I went in his car, and I took his handcuffs, and me and my sister pretended we were playing police, and we pretended she was the bad guy, and she was like, "Oh no, I'm captured!" And then she was like, "Give me the handcuffs." She handcuffed herself, and then she was like, "Okay, I'm at the station. Where's the key?" And we were like, I don't know where the key is. And so we had to like pull over at like a gas station, and then we were like, "Where's the key? Where's the key? Where's the key?"
That's funny.
And we finally found it like 2 minutes after.
Oh yeah?
I would start like getting crazy if I was handcuffed. He's like, "Oh no, I'm handcuffed. What's going on?"
You guys want to ask if there's anything else that you want the public to know about his job?
Is there anything else you want like the public to know, the community of Falmouth to know about like safety or about your job?
I think the most important thing is the public knows that we are here to help them. So if you think that you need the police, you can always call us, and we'll come help you to the best of our ability.
Thank you for coming to our studio here.
Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. The pleasure's all mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.